These days, everybody's making the hardest trap beats known to man. 808s bussin', drums bussin', everything is exploding, and your phone is exploding in your hands from too much trap beat. But that makes me wonder, what about all the sad rappers out there that just want to get some stuff off their chest? Today, let's make a sad rapper beat with the little chorus idea. Camera change. Alright, so let's just hear the beat with chorus for sad rappers, and then we'll break it down.
She got me feeling like she got me feeling like
Alright, so let's see how we got to this beat. So it all actually started with this little piano lick that we have here. Beautiful piano part. So here's the good news, here's the bad news. Good news, this is a stock instrument on Logic. Bad news, that means I didn't do a whole lot to it outside of whatever Logic did with the stock plugins. But let's check out what we got here. So this is where the piano is located. So they got, let's pull everything out. So they got a compressor, a hint of distortion. It's like the tape delay and channel EQ are turned off. This is literally just the preset. I didn't even do much. And a little bit of chorus, I think, to give it that kind of like old-timey sound. It just kind of goes to show that you don't need to spend $1 million on plugins. Like, you can just use the basic, essential, like, whatever stock things and get a sound. I mean, that sounds like a $500 piano, you know what I mean? So the chord progression for this one, E flat minor 7. Then we have F minor 7. And then we hit him with the G major 7. With a little bit of 9 right there. Pretty typical chord progression for that kind of moody, uplifting sound that we're always after. Drums I kept super simple. I just picked some delicate hi-hats and snares, but we'll go over those. But the pattern, all we really did, that's it. Straight hi-hat, couple skips in there. So we only have 4 sounds, and these are all straight out of Splice. That's it. Hi-hat, you can kind of screenshot these if you like how these sound. There's the little snare, clap, tiny hi-hat, and a little open hat. Now the question is, what did I do to the drums? Well, that's a great question. So on the hi-hat, I added a little bit of fresh air, and that's literally all I did. No EQ, no nothing. On the little baby snare, added some saturation. This is, again, free plugin, not from Logic, but you can download this. I'm pretty sure it's still free. Clap, I did a little bit of both, saturation and fresh air. I know some smartass is gonna be like, oh, you pumped those too much. Well, guess what? I think that clap sounds great. So does it really matter? Finally, on the open hat, a little bit of mids, a little bit of high, fresh air. That's all I did. And it makes a huge difference. So check this out. Here's the drums with everything. Now I took all the effects off that we just looked at. Still pretty good, but it's just kind of dull, and there's not a lot of bite to the sounds. Here is the most crucial part of the video, the 808. Guys, I'm telling you, this one is also from Splice. It's the Astro C808. I think this is way better than Spins because it has a little bit of bite to it, like. The only other thing I did on the 808 is I made a bus, and on that bus, I did a compressor, making it smack to about, you know, not even that much, you know what I mean? Like right about there. And a little bit of saturation, and I kept it on the low end there. And that's all we did for the 808, and it sounds. Last but not least, a little bit of electric piano. All I did, guys, was just play the exact same chords, but then added a little Dewey. And that little Dewey, I feel like, is the turnaround that saves the track, honestly. But you're wondering, what did you add to the piano? Well, another stock Logic piano. The only thing I added, I think this is also free, Wider by Polyverse. Just a smidge. Let's hear it without the wider. Pretty good, but check it out. You start to kind of get it towards like a little bit closer to your eardrums. And then what did I do? Oh yeah, just gave it a little kiss up here at the 800. That's it. The last thing we have is the vocals, but let me just play all the instrumental tracks just so we can kind of hear that again. The vocal, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember what I said.
She got me feeling like I only want tonight.
Something, she's the only one tonight. I think that's what we said. So how did I get that cool low sounding voice? All I did was formant shift by about 400. I think you can use basically any formant shifter and it's gonna give you the exact same sound. It works great for beats especially, but it's really good for house music, EDM, whatever you're making. So on the vocals, we got a bit more stuff. First, I got the auto tune on there. Then I have a little EQ, got saturation, fresh air, we already saw those. I have a stock Logic compressor. You know, pretty mild stuff here. This is my new favorite thing, also free. It makes the vocals feel so much bigger. Check it out without it.
She got me fit.
Now here's with it.
She got me fit.
Just deepens it. It gives it a little bit more like, oh yeah, there's vocals going on. You know what I mean? Another compressor. I've really been just slapping compressors, and I'm never smashing a compressor. It's a lot of compressors, kind of a little bit, getting the job done. I think it sounds better overall. And then last but not least, I added this echo effect, as you can hear, but I did automate it kind of like crazy. So that took some time. And that's basically all that makes up this beat. It's just 4 instruments and a vocal. Now, this plugin right here is the sauce. Let's play the beat without this real quick so you can really hear it.
She got me feeling like I only want tonight. She got me feeling.
Pretty good, but it's just lacking a little bit of that like modern punch and edge and like just like grit. And I feel like that's what really makes this beat feel a little more like my heart. Check it out with the soft clipper.
She got me feeling like I only want tonight. She got me feeling like I want tonight. She got me.
So I'm telling you guys, this is the sauce. I didn't even do that much on here either. I literally pulled this thing out. I think this thing's 25 bucks. Pushed up the gain a little bit, smashed that saturator. And honestly, I just do what sounds good and what I think sounds cool. I don't think there's any rules. If the final product sounds sick, it doesn't matter how you got there. And I feel like too many people are like, oh, I got to add this chain correctly to this part of the... No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm sure if an engineer looked at like the order of my plugins, they'd be like, ugh. But at the end of the day, this track sounds dope, and that's really all that matters. So, you know, stay sad.
She got me